this play right here changed my life forever. I have dug tens of thousands of balls over the course of my career, the vast majority of which coming at speeds much greater than this, without so much as a bruise.
That's off McKibbin. McKibbin gets it to Zemyak and an overpass.
You call that a facial, folks.
However, for some strange reason, this particular dig, coming off of a soft block for that matter, somehow exploded my fifth metacarpal and set me off on a course that I could have never predicted. This is a story about the power of reframe. The proverbial, if life gives you lemons, make limoncello. Alright, so back in May of 2017, I was in the best shape of my life. I was easily playing the best volleyball I've ever played. I felt real fast, real strong, and confident. We enter into the first tournament of the year, the AVP Huntington Beach Open. We battle through yet another qualifier. I think at that point we were 7 for 7 or 8 for 8. We were undefeated in the qualifier. We match up against the number 1 seed, Phil and Nick, again.
This is going to be a good one.
We come out real strong and aggressive. I mean, you have to. It's the number 1 seed. Scrambling on defense, blocking balls, trick plays, the whole 9 yards. We're giving them everything we got. We put on a good show, but they're just too good. It's Phil and Nick. What are you gonna do? So we drop down into the contenders, and we now face the Baumgren brothers. Losers go home. I remember feeling amazing going into this match, to the point where I almost knew we were gonna win. And then this happens. Maddison gets a good block touch, and I lay out to scoop it with my left hand. Super routine, I've done it 1,000 times, but something went wrong. And I still can't tell you what happened. I knew right away that my hand was broken. God, I was devastated. I wasn't upset that we lost. For me, when I get injured, I can get real emotional because of the picture that I paint in my head of what the future is gonna look like. It's brutal. It's funny the things that you remember from certain coaches. There is usually 1 or 2 very specific things that I remember from each coach over the years. Peter Balding was discipline and defense. Charlie Jenkins was how to set and arm swing mechanics. Bill Ferguson was don't burn the candle at both ends. And Chris McLaughlin was the power of reframing. And no one explains the concept of reframe better than this guy.
When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. When things are going bad, there's gonna be some good that's gonna come from it. Didn't qualify? Good. More time to get better. The season got canceled? Good. We can focus on the next one. Didn't get sponsored, didn't get the partner you wanted, got injured, sprained my ankle, broke my hand? Good. Got beat? Good. We learned. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution.
There is always some good that is going to come out of a bad situation. So the challenge became, how do you reframe a broken hand?
Well, got my first cast today. Broke my left 5th metacarpal. Just got back from the grocery store. Got all my sulking snacks.
Can still crack eggs, bro. 1.
I had basically doubled down on beach volleyball and busted. It was so hard to get the thought of how much time and energy I had dedicated to this year, of all the work I had put into this season, and it all get taken away by some fluke contact in the first frickin' tournament of the year. How do you reframe that?
Turning socks inside out is the freaking worst. Pasta night. Gotta get creative grading cheese with a broken hand.
What good could come out of this situation?
Life hack. How to grind pepper with a broken hand. Hey Bryce, grind that pepper for me?
I think sometimes as athletes you can get consumed in your mission. You develop this sort of tunnel vision, charging full steam ahead towards the light at the end of the tunnel. 100% of your energy is dedicated to owning your craft. And more often than not, that is essential to becoming the best that you can be at your sport, at owning your craft. So something like an injury or a setback can feel very devastating at first. But just because the train gets derailed doesn't mean it has to crash and burn. You just gotta find a new rail. Reframing a shit situation allows you to use that passion and momentum you built up in one arena to forge a new path and pivot into sometimes an exciting new direction. So one day, after about a month of watching my muscles deteriorate from my broken hand, I had an idea. I distinctly remember driving to my brother's house, busting open the front door and being like, I got an idea. We're gonna make a YouTube channel. Now, growing up, I had always loved making videos. In fact, my greatest possession that I have from high school is a 50-minute vlog that I made of my senior year back in 2007 that I edited on iMovie in the computer lab of my high school. And now, by some strange twist of fate, and almost exactly a decade later, I was given the opportunity to return to my roots and pursue this passion once again. It's kind of cool. Kind of serendipitous, I would say. Now, at the time, back in 2017, I had no idea how to operate a professional camera. What's a DSLR? What's ISO? Aperture? Shutter speed?
I thought 60 is. I think 60 is good enough. 60 you can do. Like we all saw like 3 YouTube videos and we're experts now.
And navigating Adobe Premiere felt like learning how to read the Matrix.
You set?
The Matrix? Yeah.
I mean, look at this. This is the first video that I ever made. And that was a struggle. And after 4 years and 9 months, 192 videos, 15 million views, and 136 years of total watch time. 136 years of total watch time. We finally passed a milestone that we never thought was possible. 100,000 subscribers. Crazy. When we started this project back in 2017, we never thought once about ever crossing this milestone. We never had any grandiose ambitions or aspirations to get 100,000 subscribers. It was never like that. We were just two kids running around with a couple of cameras, having the times of our lives. It was so fun. There was no pressure. It was just like, hey, you want to make this? Let's make it. And if we didn't know how to make it, we'd just watch a YouTube video and learn how to do it. I sometimes think about how a broken hand and a simple change in perspective led us to this moment right now. If there's one piece of advice or one takeaway from this whole video, it would be don't wait for some setback or an injury to start pursuing something creative, something outside of your main craft. And maybe most importantly, it helps keep the grind fresh. And lastly, never forget the power of a good reframe. There is always something good that can be extracted from a bad situation. Just a tiny tweak in perspective or the story that you're telling yourself can change your life in ways that you couldn't have possibly imagined. When life gives you lemons, make limoncello. Chin chin.